All right, let's go ahead and talk about midterm exam questions. So let's start off first with question number 1. So you can see here, question number 1 on the midterm exam is going to be a question that correlates with the goddess Athena. So we'll read the question here. The goddess Athena has clearly played a very significant role in the development of Greek civilization. Using at least 3 quotes from 3 different stories in the book, Gods and Heroes, describe how Athena embodies ideals that the Greeks believed to be important. So question number 1, let's outline this and look at what the main pieces of the puzzle that you're going to need to include in the solid answer will look like. So the first one is you want to analyze Athena's role, Athena's, depending on the spelling and the pronunciation, Athena's role in Greek civilization. We know that Athens is named after Athena. There's a lot of different roles that Athena plays in the stories. Make sure you analyze what those roles are. What does she mean? What does she represent? You will see more of this when we read the Odyssey in the second half of the semester, but at this point you should start to understand the meaning that Athena has for the Greeks. So the next one is, the next part of the story is using at least 3 quotes from 3 stories. So then you need to have 3 quotes from 3 stories. And so I'm not sure which ones you want to use, but that in those stories, you want to describe those. And so as you describe these quotes and these stories, you don't want to just dump 3 quotes in. What you're going to need to do is, if this is your paper, you're going to want to talk about Athena. And then after you talk about Athena for a little while, give us an idea of what role she's played in the development of Greek civilization. You're going to start talking about these 3 quotes. So you would say, in the myth or in the story, blah, 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 comma, because I'm not going to give you any answers here. But then you'd put in a quote, something that Athena did or said, and then you'd analyze what that meant. Why did the Greeks have Athena in her? So this would be analysis of the quote. And then after the analysis of the quote, you'd introduce a new idea, something else that Athena did or something else that Athena represented, and then you'd throw in another quote that illustrated that point. Now, when I say quotes, I mean anything from the text is a quote. You're quoting the book itself. You don't have to look for a place where someone's speaking. Anything can serve as a quote. So we've got 3 quotes and 3 stories need to be analyzed, discussed, and included. And then finally, the last chunk is what ideals, and this can be answered in this analysis part, 3 quotes and 3 stories, and then you need to answer the question, what ideals do these examples represent? Represent. There we go. So go ahead and when you're laying out this question, think about this first. Think about the 3 quotes you want to use to illustrate your point, and use 3 quotes that somehow represent some type of ideal. So there you have question number 1. All right, let's move on to question number 2.